If Jamie, if you can go that way, and Nico, you go that way. In those two groups of 4 and 5, you can jump into Jamie's group. I want you to spend the next 5 minutes writing down in bullet point form all the attributes, both personally, professionally, and on field, what you would describe as a high performance referee. Right? So, get into your groups. Maybe this group here, go back to that table where Cameron is asking questions, and you guys go over to that table with Graham, and you tell me what you think a high performance referee is.
The first point is James.
Hello, can we have a representative from the A team, please?
Do I get up or do I just do it here?
No, I want you to bullet points up on the whiteboard.
I don't know right.
You got to be on video, mate.
So if you can divide that whiteboard in half, and so you write on one side, and can we have a representative from the number 1 team to bullet point yours on the left? And okay, so if you had to, thanks Sam, if you had to, so what I put in our group was this, okay, so let's look at our current crop of high performance referees. What do they do that we're not doing yet? So basically, if we can learn from what our current crop of high performance referees are doing, if our goal is to become a high performance referee, then these are some of the things that we need to start thinking about and taking on board. So we all know what it is to make a high performance referee, and there's a whole lot of different attributes that you need. But my question to you is, how well do you know yourself? How well do you know whether or not you can cope under pressure? How well do you know if you're willing to learn? Do you know yourself well enough to be truthful when you get asked these questions? Because in about 5 minutes you're going to have to perform a self-test on yourself and score yourself out of 5 for pretty much all of these attributes. So probably one of the key things that I learned last year about our high performance referees is they have an extreme understanding of who they are as a person. They know who they are, they know where their strengths lie, they know where their weaknesses lie. The more you know about yourself, the easier it is for you to get better at something. So the purpose of the rest of this session is for you guys to look in at yourself and be honest. How well do you know yourself? So if I said to you, the category is being resilient. So up here, resilience was one of the things that was listed. The ability to pick yourself off the canvas after life has punched you to the ground. It's not whether you can, what's that famous speech in that Rocky movie when he was talking to his son? You know, you get hit.
Yeah, how hard you get hit and get up or something.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's the true definition of resilience. It's whether or not you can take a battering. You know, a player has to be resilient. Can he cope being dropped from the All Blacks, go back to Super, or even being dropped from Super, go back to Mitre 10, highlight and isolate the reasons why he's been dropped? Can he then work his butt off in the off-season on his own at the backwops of Bumfuck, Idaho, do whatever it takes for him to get better at those things that he got told he had to work on, so that when he gets looked at again by the All Black selectors, he's ticked those 2 boxes and he gets back? Or does that person just simply look for a soft option and sign a bigger contract somewhere else? The true definition of resilience. So have a quick read of that document, because it basically highlights all the attributes of a high performance referee that you've already identified that high performance referees need to have. And then you're going to go through and be your own critique. Take one and pass it on. This is solely for yourself. This is not for me, this is not for Craig Riley, or Graham Merrick, or John Donnelly. This is for yourself. Because the true test is, if you say you score a 5 in a particular area, and I say you score a 2, then we're at opposite ends of the spectrum. But if we both agree that you're a 5 in a particular area, guess what? We think you're ready for the next step. Does that make sense? So in the next 10-15 minutes, spend some time on your own, reflecting on yourself. This is a test of how well you think you know yourself. Just like the yo-yo test this morning, that was a baseline. We'll simply come back together again around June, July-ish, and you'll get to do this for yourself again. And then you can tell yourself whether or not you've grown as a person. If you want to, you can share this information with your personal coach, because they're the people that you actually need to convince that you have the attributes to go to the next step. So let's have a look. Let's just pluck one of the path attributes. Thrives on the big occasion. So somebody who thrives on the big occasion would score themselves a 5. They soak it up and delivers performance undeterred. But somebody who doesn't thrive on the big occasion would struggle and goes away from the normal practice. So in other words, they would referee a game really, really well, but as soon as they were put up a level, it looked different. Why? Because maybe they'd go into their shell or they did it differently. So, 25 past 10, I'll give you till 25 to 11 to map it out. Score yourself truthfully and honestly to what you believe you are. Any questions on what you're doing? Sing out if you don't know what you're doing. Remember, this is a baseline. Okay.